This is the facelifted version of the 4th generation of the Kia Carnival codenamed KA4. The 4th generation model was launched in June 2020 globally. However, in India, Kia launched the 3rd generation model in Jan 2020, and that is one of the major reasons for the massive delay of the 4th generation model arriving in India. By the way, there's a plane landing right there. Anyways, coming to this car, it is priced very high at rupees 77.37 lakhs on road Mumbai, which is a big price jump when compared to the older model. I know my eyes are just glued on that airplane, which is an Airbus A320. The thing is, they have only one variant here, which is the Limousine Plus. The 3rd generation model was available in multiple variants. I think there were 3 variants at least, and they kept changing the variants. Only in 1-seater configuration, which is a 7-seater. The 3rd generation model, which has been discontinued now, was obviously available in 7, 8 and 9-seater configuration. There were also 4 rows and whatnot. So here Kia's like simplified the whole lineup. Only 2 colors. There's the black, there's the white. Straight away, let's open the engine bay here, because the engine is the same as before. And it actually has got gas struts, and the engine is really very loud. Yeah, it is boomy. Washer fluid goes in right here. Says Turbo Smart Stream D. Nice engine cover, and the engine bay seems quite empty because obviously they have a much bigger engine abroad, which is a petrol obviously, because here in India diesel takes preference. Abroad, especially in the US, they obviously have to sell petrol engines because US is a more petrol centric market. Let's close this. The Kia Tiger nose grille, which actually looks nice. That is the sensor or the radar. They have one radar at the front, 2 radars at the rear. Level 2 ADAS with 23 features. Those are the fog lamps. This is the indicator, which also takes place as the DRL. I mean, this is massive. This is the low beam. This is the high beam. In fact, the DRL looks quite cool and has this sort of I don't know, champagne treatment to it. 6 parking sensors at the front. No, it doesn't have self park. But the reason is it has got side parking sensors as well. So yeah, this car is loaded in terms of features. But before that, let me show you this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses. This is the Involve Gel Can Citron, which is not your regular perfume. It is actually a blended fragrance of lemon, lime and orange perfumes. It's just fantastic because if you want freshness, this is the one. It brings instant freshness in your car, and when you're traveling with your family in such a car, you definitely want instant freshness. It's super easy to regulate. I can just regulate it like this. It does not leak at all. It has got dry fresh technology, which means that it lasts up to 45 days, which is amazing. Coming to the rear, it has this connected tail light to it. I can see some amount of smoke because the car was revved right now. It says Limousine Plus here. There's obviously a camera here. That is the high mounted stop lamp. Where is the rear wiper washer? It obviously has it because everyone is copying Range Rover now. It's hidden somewhere here. Rear wiper washer has been hidden. That chrome treatment is there. Everything is LED here, but it should have got dynamic swipe indicators, the regular indicators, which are not that great. And that is the rear fog light. Someone has left a stick of truth, so let me pick it up right now to show you the exhaust, which is hidden right below. So yeah, the exhaust is right here. Just a single exhaust system in this car, which is a bit disappointing. And I'll just say bye to the black car because we are going to focus on the white one obviously. So let me show you the key of the vehicle. This is the key, and it is a new key. This is to lock the car, this is to unlock the car, and this is to open the power tailgate. This is actually to turn on the vehicle, and this is to slide open the doors. So what we are going to do is, whenever we approach the car now, it will automatically open the rear view mirrors. Yeah, so I come close to it, it will automatically open the rear view mirrors. Okay, that is an ATR, I think. Looks really weird. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll down the windows by pressing this button, and then the mirrors obviously open. All the windows. Oh my god, the door also opens. The window was only supposed to open. Why are you opening the doors? The power tailgate is also open. My goodness, there is no privacy. I press a button, the car opens itself completely. Is this Urfi Javed by any chance?
ये पानी तुम्हारे मुंह में जाएगा सारा का सारा. Who do you think you're talking to?
Jokes aside, now I'm going to just lock the car. It will not lock now because it has to shut all of this. So there, I keep a button pressed. Come on, and yeah, everything is shutting. That's just amazing. Yeah, I love the fact that it happens so fast. There is no delay here at all. Let's quickly unlock the car, and let me quickly roll down the driver window. Yeah, press a button here. There it rolled down. The windows are like really super duper fast, and obviously it gives me a welcome here. Let's turn off the indicators, and it tells me check rear seats for passenger belongings. That's a very smart car. Not from Mercedes, but from Kia. So we're going to turn on the vehicle by keeping this button pressed. I think it's going to take a couple of seconds because command. No. Command is not going to Korea. Kia India is handling it. The car is turned on like in a flash. That is just amazing. That was super fast, super impressive. Oh my god, I can't believe it. That's like awesome. There's a front camera here. It obviously gets a lane keep assist camera, rain sensing wipers, and obviously 80% sales are coming from the white colored car because in the north people prefer white. In the south people prefer black, and this is called the KA4 codename because we are in Bangalore right now, which is in Karnataka. Okay, that's a very stupid joke. There's actually a towing hook here. This car has increased in size. Firstly, it's very wide. It's almost 2 meters wide. Why is it turning off? I have no clue because I turned it on from here now. So it's like, ho gaya bas. Khatam, finish, over, khalas. The tire size here is 235 60 19s, not 19, these are 18 inches. Yeah, they look quite big, but they are actually 18 inch. Alloy wheel design is also nice. I like this treatment, sort of a Y-shaped treatment, so nicely done. You get a side footstep here. There's obviously a camera here, 360-degree parking camera. Chrome door handles, request sensors on all the doors. There's a roof rail right here. You know what? They also have a variant abroad known as the Carnival Limousine High Trim, which actually is longer by 80 mm. It's also taller because it has a roof rack right there, so that storage can be done. Because the second row seats have been pushed all the way behind, making it a 4-seater with multiple screens and whatnot. So that is ultra luxurious. We should have got that variant for this price of 77.37 lakh. Anyways, what is the length of this car? It is almost 5.2 meters. The wheelbase is 3.1 meters, somewhere around 3.1 meters. This is a very long car, which is actually a disadvantage because driving this could be quite a bit of a pain. But hey, I'm not complaining. Let's quickly unlock the car. Come on, come out, come out, come out, come out. And let me put this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses right in the center because it brings instant freshness in the car. So here it slots in. I can already feel and smell the amazing smell of this car. How can you feel the smell? Yeah, you can actually feel the smell. Check blind spots before changing lanes is what it says in the heads-up display. It tells me that I should confirm that I'm going to drive nicely, which I will try. I'll try my best. I can't say anything. Good morning, media drive. Actually, sounds of nature have turned on automatically. Let's turn off the air conditioning, which is, once you get used to the stuff here now, you're going to love this car. It's absolutely amazing. Let's shut the windows. And every time you unlock the car now, the seats actually move ahead and behind. So it has this welcome feature as well, which is nice. It obviously has memory seats. I press the button there, the seat is moving ahead. This is a 12-way adjust. It also has 4-way adjust for the lumbar. You get a proper dead pedal there. This is the fuse box. Yeah, it opens quite easily. But quality levels are actually quite good. Some hard plastics lower down. Multiple buttons here. You can turn off the power door. You can open the power tailgate from here, and you can open the rear doors from here. Yeah. So the thing is that the rear doors can be opened in multiple ways. You can open them from the key too if you want. So you press the button, it will open. It will not open when the car is turned on, obviously. For that, all you need to do is just pull it like this, and there they open. So when Kia actually launched this car in India, they were worried, will the door stop working because of dust? Nothing of that sort has happened. Only thing is you should not step here. That's the reason it has this sign. Now you can move this seat in a multitude of ways, which is amazing. But before that, let me straight away climb into the rear, which is not the easiest thing to do. I press this button and there it shuts. Like I was telling you, there are a lot of ways to open and close the doors. You get a sun blind here. But first things first, let's get into the third row. That is completely upright, the one on the left. The right one is completely reclined, and it gets ISOFIX child seat mounts. It has got 2.5 cup holders. There's a USB-C charging socket. Oh my god, what plane is that? Yeah, there's a plane which is landing, which seems like a 777 to me right now. Space in the third row is actually decent. However, under thigh support is not the best here. This is sort of scooped out. I think AC vents are placed here, sort of. So it pushes air from here, or is it for the air purifier? I have no clue. But yes, it has a 3-row climate control air conditioning system because AC vents are placed here on the top. This is very American type AC vent, which you will find in a lot of American cars. Light placement here on the top, which seems to be not working at the moment. Might be some child lock or something of that sort. That setting must be there. Proper seatbelt for the center passenger as well, because this is a 7-seater, and the center passenger also gets a head. Recline angle when reclined is amazing. It's really nice. Speaker placement here. You get a sun blind too in the last row, which is just amazing. Yeah, that's quite impressive. So yeah, third row is very much usable. And if I want to move this seat sideways, I just pull it like this. Yeah, you can do that as well. So if you want to get out of the car, you want to push the seat to the right or push this seat to the left, and then only you can walk out. Although the tumbling function should have been there, but there is no tumbling function. Headroom, am I looking cool? Yeah, headroom seems to be decent as well when the seat is completely reclined. But if you want to move the seat now, you have to do it from this lever. At this price, I definitely expected electric adjust for the third row as well. And I can put the seat down like this, which will collide with this seat ahead. So yes, I need to put this headrest inside. Now, why am I doing stuff manually? I'm a little disappointed with the manual stuff happening here in the third row, because the second row passengers get electric adjust. Yes, you get electric adjust along with lumbar adjust as well. Why are the third row passengers ignored so badly? I have no clue, but still, this is actually a good place to be in. Let me get out of here. And that is a bit of a climb, yeah, not the easiest. Tumbling function should have been there for sure. So that's something which has disappointed me to a certain extent. But the third row is very much usable, and even with the third row having so much space, this actually has a usable boot. There's a sunroof here. This is actually the second sunroof. To open it, I just press a button here, and there it opens. It's actually decently quick in opening, so things work very fast. And I push it again. Now I have to keep it pressed, and then I open it even further. Yeah, that is quite a lot in terms of opening area. However, this is manual. This should have been electric as well, the sunblind. They have a feature called passenger talk, wherein it pushes sound from the third row to the first row so that people can hear what the third row passengers are saying, because the length of the car is so much now that the voice does not reach here at all. You obviously get a magazine holder here. This is not scooped out. USB-C charging socket has been placed in an interesting place. And these are the controls for the air conditioning. So yeah, I was telling you 3-zone climate control air conditioning. So here on the top, you get those controls. You get a handle to hold on to. You obviously get a hook here as well. You get armrests on both the sides, which is just amazing. And the seat belt is integrated with the seat, which means when you recline the seat now, you still have a proper seat belt. Otherwise, when it is mounted on the B pillar, the seat belt goes for a toss and becomes useless. Space in the second row is actually quite good. You can move the seat ahead and behind using this lever. So there you see, no space, a lot of space. And then I can move it in and out like this. Check this out, okay? Why do I have to move it in and out? Is there any logical sense to it? Because when it is out now, then only you can use this particular place to get inside. However, when it is out now, this seat will not recline because it's going to hit somewhere here. So in order to recline the seat, you have to push it inside like this, which I'll show you how it works, okay? Now it is inside. Now I press a button right here and just notice, okay, I have to keep it pressed. Now the seat is reclining all the way, and along with this recline, obviously the under thigh support is also opening to a certain extent. However, in order to open it completely, I have to do it manually. Before that, I feel I have to use the boss mode. So there's this boss mode. I'm going to push the seat ahead because you can completely use the seat only in this side, because if you're seated on the other side now, your legs are going to collide here, and you obviously cannot disturb the passenger. I mean, you can disturb the passenger, but you can definitely not disturb the driver because he has to focus on driving. Now with the seat pushed all the way ahead, I'm going to use this switch to increase the under thigh here. So yeah, there you see, it is extending all the way. It is rising as well, which is very nice. Yeah, fantastic. So it is all the way up, and now I'm seated in utmost comfort. Although the length is not that great. Do I push the seat behind? Yeah, I can, but I have to do everything manually. Now look at this. Now there's so much space. Now this is just amazing. So this is the real USP of this car. It is an absolutely comfortable vehicle. You want privacy? Put this sunblind as well. Tick that Toyota Innova Hycross, which also has a lot of features now. But this is the kind of space you want in a luxury MPV, and the Kia Carnival absolutely excels here because super comfortable. Headroom and all is not an issue at all. Obviously, you get a lot of air from the glass roof here, and AC vents have been placed here. Some lights have been placed here as well, which for mysterious reasons is not working. I think something is there amiss. I have to change the setting, and I'm going to put the seat back. So this is reclining, and in order to open the door now, all I can do is just pull it like this, and there it opens. So many ways, absolutely crazy number of ways to actually use the doors and open them and all. Sliding function is really cool, which is like a very premium version of another vehicle which is popular for kidnapping. Yes, this is the Omni Pro Max. Okay, that's not the right thing to say because this is in another level altogether. There's a 12-volt charging socket here. There's some storage space here which doesn't seem that sensible to use honestly, and you get height adjustable seat belts. There's a handle to hold on to. It says airbag here. This car has got 8 airbags, and the dashboard actually is beautiful in terms of the design. Also, the quality levels are very impressive here. I'm just going to use this boss mode to put the seat back into place. There are twin cup holders. There's a trash can here, which Hyundai used to call the Swatch can, but there's no branding on this, so does this even come with the car? I am not too sure. You get seat heating and ventilation, which is hidden behind the door, so I'm going to show it to you right here. So you can heat the seats, and you can cool the seats as well. So this is actually a very nice feature for the center row passengers, which also get isofix child seat anchors here. Amazing seats, and this particular dual tone color is an India specific exclusive thing, because that is not offered abroad. Abroad you get an all black interior, but the dashboard is actually quite nice. Let me get out. Getting in and out is not difficult at all, because you can just walk outside. I'll have to push this ahead. The problem is when no one is seated, it becomes really very difficult to move this, because this becomes very hard. Now how do I close the doors? Simple, I just pull it and there it shuts. It gives you a warning, power sliding door, be very careful while kidnapping. What a beautiful car. And obviously this thing does not open if the door is open, and if this thing is open, the door will not open. Obviously this is where fuel goes in, there's where AdBlue goes in. Let me try and open this. No, it will not open. Car is very sensible. Meanwhile there's my courier which is coming right now in a DHL plane. Yeah, just drop it, I'll catch it if I can. This seems to be a Boeing 757 or a 767, I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, focus. I love this treatment. This, I don't know what this designer treatment is, but it looks awesome. Very nicely done. Yeah, very nicely done. Now let's come to the rear, because I'm straight away going to be opening the boot of the vehicle. Power tailgate obviously, and it has this hands-free function. If you come near and stand, it will automatically open. The boot is massive. Look at this. It is so deep, which is quite nice. You have the warning triangle here. You get a 12-volt charging socket right there. There are two cubby holes here as well, one of which I think has some nets, first aid kit, and this thing is the, I don't know, there's something here as well. So yeah, all this is there. Now in order to put the seat down, it's very interesting and quite easy as well. All you need to do is pull it, and there it folds right inside. Yeah, that is shut. If I want to move the seat ahead and behind in terms of recline, I can just pull it like this, and I can do that as well. Meanwhile, I'm just going to shut the seat right now, because I can pull it behind. There it folds. Now look at it. Isn't this massive? Yeah, that is a lot of space here, which is the most amazing thing about cars like these, that they can carry 7 people in utmost comfort, yet they can also carry their luggage. Power tailgate, I press a button, there it shuts. Come, make it quick, mujhe panvel nikalne ka hai. Now that is shut. Where's the spare wheel? Independent suspension at the rear. The exhaust pipe really turns around and comes. You obviously have the warning triangle here, which blinks for the blind view alert. 12-way power adjust seats. I think we have spoken about that. Door pockets are big enough at the front. Nice controls here, because they have the illumination. They have this sort of chrome treatment as well. These are the controls for the adjustment of the outside rear view mirrors. You can save up to 2 people's settings as well. And the front seats are also very nice and comfortable, straight inside. And this reminds me of the Hyundai Tucson, because I've driven the facelifted version of the Hyundai Tucson, which obviously has a very similar cluster. Yeah, everybody's copying Mercedes. 12.3 inch, 12.3 inch. It's a curved panoramic display. There's an 11-inch heads-up display, which will give you ADAS warnings, media information, navigation, speedometer, and all those things. However, the quality of that could be slightly better. This is auto dimming, but if you see, there's this sort of a hump here, which means that 10 to 15% of the area is actually showing me this in the mirror, which is not that great. You get a mirror here, but the light has to be turned on separately. Why can't the light be integrated that once I open the mirror, the light will automatically turn on? I don't know. The glove box gets illumination. Yeah, there's the illumination. However, this glove box does not get the cooling function. And this is the Carnival Infotainment System guide. This is for the Kia Connect. Yeah, it has got Kia Connect. And I think it tells you what all you can do. But where is the manual? I think it's all digital now. There's some storage space here. There's no cooling function. There's some storage space here as well. Does this slide ahead and behind? No, it does not. A lot of premium controls here, because this switch for the seat ventilation and the seat heating is amazing. It has this nerd finishing to it. 3 dummy buttons. Probably there could have been a lot more features in this car. This is for the parking sensor. This is for the parking camera. This is for the drive mode. This is for auto hold. This is for the electric parking brake. And now it has got drive-by-wire. So this is a very nice nerd finish. Rotary dial to select the gas, which is amazing. Wireless charging pad, some storage space here. This is the engine start button, but the steering wheel is adjustable manually, both for reach as well as rake. It's a 3-spoke steering wheel. It's a new steering wheel. Gets this piano black finishing here. Gets nice buttons. So these are actually for ADAS functions. This is for the audio system, and this is to browse through that screen. This again is for audio. So no. This is actually, okay, this is so confusing. So I'm just going to show you right away. That is obviously the compass. This is for the ADAS features. And this is for multiple things here in the instrument cluster, like the trip meters and all. And it also tells you what is the level of the AdBlue in the car. Tire pressure monitor, Highline variant, Highline Plus, whatever they call it, which is more sophisticated version of tire pressure monitor. That's about it. So these are actually the controls for this. This is also for cruise control, I believe, and this is to browse through. So yeah, all these switches are actually for this screen. These are obviously for the audio system, and then you can set this for whatever you want. So I've currently set it right now to go into none. So I'm just going to put it probably for, oh my god, there's so many things you can select. So I'll just put it on weather, press this button, and there it opens the weather menu, which says it's going to rain right now. So the weather forecast has always been as bad as it is. Let me turn off the air conditioning system. Here you have an interesting panel, 180 watt fast charger for the 12 volt. This is for the USB-C. It tells you when the wireless charging pad is activated. There's a USB plug here which works for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity when you press it like this. If you press it like this, it will only work for charging. Isn't that really cool? Again, the same as what I've seen in the new Hyundai Tucson, the facelifted version of the Hyundai Tucson. This panel is also very interesting, but before that, look at the dashboard. It is so wide, it's crazy wide here. You've got a lot of buttons here. SOS, because obviously it's got connected car tech. This was turned off. That's the reason lights were not turning on at the rear. Now they should turn on. Yeah, there they are. So yeah, there's so many things you can turn off. In fact, if I press this button now, the child lock button, the rear sunroof cannot be operated from the rear. In spite of the fact that the rear passengers have all the comfort, they can still be controlled. Automatic headlights, automatic wipers, obviously. Nice leather finishing on the steering wheel. This 12.3 inch screen is actually quite nice, and depending on the drive modes, it will actually change the color as well. So if you notice one thing, the colors are like not that different. So when I turn off the lights, it shows me that. When I turn on the wipers also, it shows me there itself. And then when I give an indicator, it has this blind view monitor too, which is quite cool. So the thing is, I've actually changed it, this particular thing, to not work with the drive modes. This is a very slick screen, and finally we have got a new screen here, and this new screen has an amazing UI. It is super slick to operate. I can get into the seat function here, and when I do that, I can turn on the second row seat heating and ventilation from here, which means again the second row passengers are at my mercy. I can actually move the seat from here, so I can press a button and move the seat. Isn't that too much of a control being given to the front passengers, or being able to move the rear seats, which means that this car is going to be up to a lot of mischief where people are going to misuse this to trouble co-passengers, because I know whenever a car has heated seats, I'm always going to turn it on for my co-passengers so that they can feel the heat. Meanwhile, I just chill. Okay, now you can even tilt the cushion from here. You can do so many things, which is just amazing. Yeah, they have given too many options to control stuff from this particular screen. So you can get into the leg support, you can come into the relax mode, you can do all this. Can I tumble the seat? Yeah, I can do so many things from here, which makes little sense that why would the front passenger have this control, but yes, they have it. There's obviously voice memo, which helps you record stuff. Maybe you want to record a business meeting, you can do that as well. Weather app gives you information on the weather, and all this is well integrated, and I think you can customize this as well. Phone projection. Finally, we've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both of which actually work wirelessly in this car. You can share a destination with someone, so you have to obviously enter a destination to be shared. And then there's a valet mode here. You can do vehicle diagnostics to see how the vehicle is in terms of all the features are working or not. Take some time to do a research, although I had run it before so that it would remember, but yeah, it's taking its time. Meanwhile, I'll just show you this particular panel, which obviously is for the air conditioning control here. So I can obviously increase the air conditioning, can shut the air conditioning, can do all that from here, which is cool, right? Obviously. So dual zone climate control here, one zone in the center row, and the third row doesn't have a zone as such, although I said the wrong thing earlier on, because I thought that would make logical sense. Let's turn on the air conditioning. If I press this button here, it switches to other modes, which is quite cool. So now I have the menu for the audio system. Everything seems to be fine right now, thankfully. Yeah, all is working, which is cool. So that is for the vehicle diagnostics. There's this sports menu wherein you can see details about football and cricket. Just feels like that it's trying to be my mobile phone, but why? And there's an online manual, because it doesn't seem to be having a physical manual. I have to scan the QR code and then use it, so that doesn't make sense to me. But let's get into the settings menu, because there's so many things which you can change here. You can change the heads-up display and the cluster from here, the brightness and all. You can select a cluster theme from here, so I'm just going to change it from circle to the simple one, and then I'm going to change the styles as well. So there are multiple colors which can be changed to. You can link it to a drive mode if you want, but I just changed it to style ABC, which is going to link it to a drive mode. Then you can change the heads-up display content. It's actually very slick to use. It's very impressive. Let's get into vehicle, and then let's get into light, because it obviously has got ambient lighting, and it has got multiple colors for the ambient lighting. So you have some colors which you can pre-select, and the ambient lighting comes in both the rows. And then you have got 64 colors here as well, which is actually quite awesome. Let's come out of this. Let's get into climate. Now there is a very interesting feature here called air circulation. It will automatically activate the internal air circulation and shut the windows when you enter a tunnel. Isn't that a very cool thing? It will automatically prevent the scent from coming into the cabin if you use the washer fluid, because usually washer fluid is not water, it is some other sort of a fluid which people use. But here in India, obviously due to cost cutting, we only use the water. So all these things you can decide from here. There's so many things you can decide. You can decide what is the color of this particular indicator as well. Yes, that can be decided if you want it orange or you want it white. There's a lot to play around with, but thing is, it's very slick, easy to use. There's this easy access seat which I was talking about. It will automatically move the seat. It will alert you if the rear occupant is still there in the car. That's usually with the kids. It will automatically turn on the rear wiper when you get into reverse. That's a feature I think which is there in a lot of cars now, so no big deal here. And then it has got follow me home headlamps as well, high beam assist. You can decide when you want the interior light on, driver assistance systems right there. So yeah, it's a very slick screen. But let's get into reverse, because it has got a reverse parking camera, it has got side cameras, it has got cameras everywhere. You can see the quality of the camera is just amazing. Yeah, it's phenomenal, the quality of this camera. There you have a top view too. It is just super awesome. Very nicely done, Kia. I love it. And then I can just see this mode, and it has obviously got adaptive guidelines as well. And then I can get into various other features which I want to turn on and off. The point is that this car is just amazing in terms of the things you can do with it. The customization levels are just mind-blowing. And then I just have to push it like this, and there it comes into neutral, because it has got drive-by-wire, which is awesome. Beautiful screen. It has got a 12-speaker Bose sound system. I'll do an audio test while driving this car. Let's turn it off. And the seat is moving behind. It has the Kia logo here. Let's turn on the vehicle, and obviously it does this full swipe up here. I can control both the sunroofs from right here, so I'm just going to open the rear one. Yes, you can open and operate both the sunroofs from the front, although I feel a big massive panoramic roof would be so much better, because it would feel so much airy as well. That I've opened it completely. Let's open the front one as well, and there it opens. Yeah, a bigger sunroof, or rather one big piece panoramic sunroof would be awesome. That's about it. That's the maximum it opens. It doesn't open any further. And you have the button here for Kia Connect. Let's press this button. Does it connect anywhere? Yes, it's calling the Kia call center. Let's not disturb them at the moment. Tells me exactly who is buckled up or not. So yeah, it's super duper loaded in that sense. What a practical and feature loaded car. But how does it drive? Because the engine is the same as before, yaar. Now that is cool. It even tells you the summary of your drive experience, which is I've done 0.2 kilometers per liter, because the car is on since morning anyways. Seat ahead and behind. Let's turn on the vehicle. It actually doesn't make that much sound on the inside as much it makes on the outside, which is actually surprising. And it says low washer fluid. That's kind of cool, that how this whole system works. Let me actually turn off the air conditioning system. Yeah, air conditioning is off. Let's get into the map view here. And straight away, I'm going to change the drive mode. I'm going to come into sport. There are 4 drive modes. So into drive, it's very easy to operate this, which is amazing. Auto hold is on right now, but off we go. So this car has got 4 drive modes. There's eco, there's normal. Yeah, that normal drive mode actually dulls performance compared to the sport mode, but eco dulls even further, and then sport mode is the best. And there's a smart mode as well. And if you notice, the cluster keeps changing according to the drive mode I am in, which is actually quite a nice thing. And straight away into sport mode, we are going to turn off the traction control, traction and stability control limited. It's completely disabled. It's a front wheel drive car, so you know the drill. So it's time to launch this car, which means left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, rev still 2300 RPM, and off we go. A little bit of wheel spin, upshifts under 4000 RPM, which is very premature. should have revved even further. This reduced speed thing which comes in the cluster and robs away the tachometer, something I hate. 11.29 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, which is not really far from Kia's claim, because they claim this car will go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 10.7 seconds, in spite of the fact that power has actually gone down. So this car is powered by a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder diesel engine, the same engine as before. Instead of using a cast iron block, they've gone for an aluminium block, because of which the weight of this car is reduced. A more sophisticated version of this car is the one I'm driving right now, because that's also a kidnap van. This is a more sophisticated version of a kidnap van with all the luxury and comfort. Engine does sound a bit loud on the inside, which makes me come into this particular screen right now. We are going to change a few settings. Cluster. So it was raining for a bit right now, which is not a surprise because Bangalore weather can be very unpredictable. Performance is actually decent. The engine is smooth on the inside. It feels refined, and because they have reduced the weight of the car, in spite of the fact that the car is 7 horsepower down when compared to before and 1 Newton meters additional extra when compared to before, performance is still actually better than before. So yeah, it's kind of faster. There's a big fat bump there. Why not take it in its stride and see how it goes? Yeah, the ride is actually good, but the car does move around a bit because of the weight, which is 2.2 tons, and obviously the suspension is on the softer side, which also hinders when it comes to the handling of the car. Children crossing ahead, so very similar to what we have seen in Hyundai Kia cars. They share almost everything, although they pretend to be completely different in other ways. In the heads-up display, I'm seeing that children crossing sign too. Isn't that super duper awesome? And I love the blind view monitor. It is just amazing. Let's see what is the turning radius. Oh my god, a car this heavy, with one hand you can turn it. Look at the way it turns. It's just amazing. And then it torque steers, obviously. So the steering is light at lower speeds. It weighs up decently well at high speeds. It makes 193 PS of power, which is a 7 horsepower reduction when compared to before. But the older car made 200 PS of power. So why have they reduced the power? I have absolutely no clue, but they have gone ahead and reduced power for reasons best known to them. I think in the interest of fuel efficiency, but this car is claimed to return somewhere around 14.8 kilometers per liter as per ARAI, which is phenomenal fuel efficiency if you can attain it. But trust me, you're going to get single digit numbers, because somewhere 9 to 10 kilometers per liter is what this car is going to average at best. But it has a massive 72 liter fuel tank, which means on one full tank of fuel, this car will easily go more than 1000 kilometers if you are able to manage that. Torque output 441 Newton meters. It has an 8-speed gearbox, which is a torque converter unit. Not very fast with shifts. It's a bit sluggish at times. Will not give you a downshift, but you have got paddle shifters. And there, that's so cool the way it shows me the gears, which gear I am in. That's nice. That's quite likable. So let me quickly change the cluster mode, because I don't really like this cluster mode. So I have to get into the settings, then I have to get into the cluster, heads-up display. Actually, I'm in the wrong way. I have to get into the layout, and then I go for the circle one. That is a circle one. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah, it does look quite cool. I'm just going to put the compass. Actually, we're going to put the ADAS function. 23 features for ADAS, which is a lot. Handling is not that great, obviously, because of the weight of the car, and beyond the weight, it is also to do with the fact that this is a tall car, heavy car, soft suspension. So body roll is there, plenty of it. In fact, this is not a car which does quick directional changes, because the steering is not quick, but it does weigh up. It doesn't feel hairy. High speed stability is nice. They have not changed the tire size. It's the same tire size as the older model. However, we have better tires here because we get Continental tires. So Kia's not really cut costs anywhere. They're giving us the full thing here, which is quite amazing, because the Carnival does feel like a luxurious and sophisticated vehicle, and it is definitely. Bad bumps, it takes in its stride very nicely. So ride is good. Handling is not that great. It doesn't have to be, because this is an MPV at the end of the day. Engine performance is also fantastic. We get the diesel. This diesel has proven itself. It has been used in a lot of cars from this group, the Hyundai Kia group. And the steering's lightness is unbelievable. It is just mind-blowing. And no wheel spin there. No. So forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, blind view monitor here, blind spot alert, lane keep assist, lead vehicle departure alert, adaptive cruise control, which they call it as the smart cruise control, which stop and go, pedestrian detection, you name it. This car has got everything and more, which is something which is expected, because they have given it everything possible for the price, which is 77.37 lakhs. Extremely expensive, but you need to remember one thing. This car's registration cost itself is rupees, hold your breath, 10 lakhs for the registration and 2.45 lakhs for the insurance, which is a lot. Yeah, it is expensive because this car comes in via the SKD route, which is semi knockdown kits. It's not a CKD yet, so they're going to localize. But after localization, will they actually reduce the price of the car? I really doubt, because the car is already selling now. So there's no reason to reduce the price of the car. Handling is not that great, and there's a lot of tire squealing happening because there's a ton of torque going in to the front wheels. In fact, low end grunt is decent. In the mid range, it feels nice and punchy. Top end is not there. That's the reason the car shifts very quickly. It quickly shifts into a upper gear, and obviously in sport mode it feels a bit more spritey. Eco mode, sluggish, not to be used. Paying so much for a car, why would you want to use an eco mode? But probably people who are chauffeur driven will use it. But now this car is also for people who want to drive, because it's very easy to drive, effortless, electric power steering obviously, and wheels squeal all the time. So it's time to do the brake test. All wheel disc. Okay, there's some suspected spam. These people want to sell me a house. I don't want to buy. Only why are you behind my life? And here, brake test at almost 100 kilometers per hour. ABS pulsating, hazards turn on, and obviously a nosedive as well because of the soft suspension. A physical dial here for the climate fan speed would be nice, because I have to press it like this and I don't like it. I'm just going to keep this button pressed, and there it shuts. Yeah, it has shut. Okay, it just activates very quickly. This switching thing now is so cool now, which Hyundai Kia have done. I really like it. Hazards are still on because of that emergency braking. Now I'm going to change the drive mode. Straight away we are going to come into the eco drive mode. The color changes here, and off we are. So the car is actually smooth. Does it have manual control or not? That's something I'm intrigued to know. Yeah, this cluster looks nice in that green format. They could have changed the cluster completely, because with the Karens, not with the Karens, but at least with some of the cars, you have complete difference in terms of the cluster, which is quite cool. Not here, unfortunately. So again, we will come into the smart drive mode, which basically senses how your throttle is and accordingly makes changes, and off we go. Front wheel drive, yeah, they should have a 4-wheel drive version of this car. Jokes aside, I'm asking for too much, I know, but the problem is why Kia's price it at such a level is because they can. Competition is not there here at all, which is unfortunate, because Honda's not got the Odyssey, Toyota's not got the Sienna, and there are a ton of other vans which are available globally which are not there in India, because these cars are actually known as the mom cars, because usually moms take their children in this car. It's very practical for car seats, luggage and all those things. So that's why it is used in those places a lot. Yeah, the tires. Horn is okay, not that great. And now I think it's time to do the acceleration test, which means we will come into sport mode straight away. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go. No matter how hard you accelerate, how much wheel spin you have, there's always going to be a Toyota Fortuner which is going to overtake you, because that car has got real power. In spite of the fact it's body on frame, old school, whatever, still has more power than this car. Yeah, that is like crazy. But then it's a different segment altogether. I think cross shopping could happen, but this is even more expensive than the Fortuner. So the Fortuner is the epitome of being overpriced. This car is like, no, wait, let me show you my face. Top speed 190 kilometers per hour, which is sort of unneeded, because who's going to drive a family van at those speeds? But it remains stable at high speeds. That's the beauty of this car. It's unbelievably stable at high speeds, and continuously lane keep assist is warning me, boss, you're not in your lane. Can you get in line and be in your lane, please? I'm going to quickly turn on Apple CarPlay. It looks very nice. In fact, let's do the audio test. Oh God! The audio dimmed because she's like children crossing ahead. These systems can be a bit frustrating. I leave the steering wheel completely and it will start telling me keep hands on the steering wheel. Yeah, there it is changing, but it's saying keep hands on the steering wheel here on the heads-up display as well. But I was like really frustrated with the fact that body roll kicked in. Yeah, that it dimmed the real important words of the music which I was listening to, the song I was listening to. Kia, Kia. Okay, I have played it in almost every Kia car, and yet you guys still enjoy this because even though I'm so predictable, I'm still fun. Unlike the car, which is not fun to drive, unfortunately. But yes, it is actually a very nice car. Yeah? Very impressive, but very, 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 and I don't know how to put it, extremely expensive, which actually brings me to the history of the car. They launched the 4th generation in India just like earlier this month. Oopsie-doo, yeah, that was fine. They actually launched globally the 4th generation in June 2020. Meanwhile, they launched the 3rd generation model in India way back in Jan 2020. So 6 months was the difference between the third generation in India and the fourth generation globally, to the point that the fourth generation facelift came and then they brought this car to India because they're like, abhi itna invest kar liya hum log ne yahan pe gaadi ko assemble karne ke liye, so let's start keep selling this only for some time. So that was a weird strategy because we should have got the fourth generation earlier for sure. Especially if they're going to price it at this level, they could have just got it as a CBU, because the pricing is like insane, but there's no competition. So then Kia's like, we can do whatever we want, take it or leave it. That also brings me to the fact that they brought the facelift because it was launched last year in November. That was like still almost a year back. So yeah, they've taken their own sweet time to get the car here, which is a bit surprising because we obviously know what's happening in the global scenario. So we want global models ASAP. This delay is not entertained, but then at least we got a global car, which means that it gets 5-star rating from Euro NCAP, because this is a global model in the real sense. So you don't have to worry about what is the safety of this vehicle. It's an extremely safe car, and it has all the safety systems as well. 23 features for the ADAS system, which is nice. And I'm just waiting for a spot where we can get a nice launch to test 0 to 100 km per hour. I did 95 km per hour because the Toyota Fortuner really distracted me there. Having an independent rear suspension really benefits the ride, but the problem is the ground clearance is just 172 mm, which means that when this car is fully loaded with a soft suspension, there's a chance of it bottoming it out. That's the problem with the older generation model as well, which by the way was launched globally in 2014. We got it in India at the end of its life cycle, which was very late, and left on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Okay, we have to reset this. And off we go. Kia is actually offering 3 years of free maintenance, warranty and roadside assistance with the new Carnival, which is a good thing. And now we're going to reach 100 kilometers per hour, 12.87 seconds. So yeah, that was not the best road, and because it's raining now, a little bit more wind resistance has happened at the moment. The biggest problem with the Carnival is not the Kia's problem, it is the problem of its rivals, because the Toyota Velfire is priced obnoxiously, because the lower variant is priced at rupees 1.49 crores and the higher variant is priced at rupees 1.59 crores, obviously on road Mumbai, which is fine. Even though I'm calling it obnoxiously overpriced, because I don't even have words to say how badly overpriced the Lexus LM is, because that goes up to rupees 3 crores for the top end variant, making the Kia Carnival seem like a bargain in comparison. Now obviously it's a Toyota, it's a Lexus, far more reliable, far more proven cars, and Lexus is obviously more luxurious, more features and all those things, I completely admit, but the price is stupid. And on that disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. I think I'm stuck in a traffic jam right now, but in spite of the size of this car, you can still filter in after you get used to it. Look at me go, that's so amazing. Because the steering is unbelievably light, and that's something which is really impressive. If you're having hopes that Kia is going to reduce the price, keep hoping. That's not going to happen because they've already got significant amount of bookings for this car. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. So it's stable, it is stable, it's impressive.